Okay, so I'm redoing this video. I don't know. I just didn't like the other one, but anyway, redoing this video. So basically, I just want to share, just want to run my mouth a little bit, but be real, okay? So allow me just to be real with y'all, okay? Let me be real. Now, if your parents are still living, I don't care. I don't care about what you went through. I don't care, okay, trauma. I'm sorry you went through whatever you went through. If you had a bad childhood, bad experience with your parents, whatever, okay, do apologize. If you didn't, cool, all right. But listen, they still living, be grateful, just be thankful. Just thank you, Lord, for, allow my parents to create me, regardless of how they raised me, regardless of how or what they did, whatever I went through as, growing up. I am grateful that I am, alive. And I'm saying that, and that's just one part, and I'm saying that for the simple fact because, depending on your lifestyle, your life, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Anybody, your parents could have swallowed you. Your parents could have, let you off into a condom. You could have been flushed down the toilet or whatever. Okay? You could have been aborted. Whatever. It don't even matter. Okay? You are alive. And what I want to say to those that did go through some issues, some childhood issues and stuff like that, you still have to be grateful because you could have been, you could not even be alive. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't understand that those of you that were born and either was orphaned or, somewhat abused, or just, your childhood was rough, you grew up, you was from home to home, whatever, you don't understand that a lot of times you go through what you go through and you have to endure that and you have to go through that because, you know what I'm saying, God got a calling on your life. Like you have something, on you that you're supposed to do. You have a task that you're supposed to complete. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand. A lot of people be like, man, why was I even born? Blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? And either you take heed to, that whole thing, or you don't. And those people that did not, you know what I'm saying, you could tell, they drinking and drugging every daggone night, whatever, and they feeling some type of way, you know what I'm saying, because 333 on the timer, they feeling some type of way because, because they didn't grow up the way that they probably seen other kids grow up, and you know what I'm saying. But like I said, Jay, once when you open your eyes and you realize that I really went through all that for a reason. I went through all that, to be better than my parents or whoever raised me, regardless if it was a good, situation or it was a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? You were, at the end of the day, you were supposed to be born, and even if it may, you might think like, I know some people think kind of, they think bad, they go through whatever, you know what I'm saying, but it's like you're supposed to take all that. You supposed to be grateful that you are alive. Okay, be grateful. And then another thing that I want to talk about, that I want to be real with I want to be real about, is the fact that if your parents are living and they have allowed you to stay in their home to get you so you can get your life together. And they gonna help you however they help you, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? You should be grateful, especially if you got kids. You know what I'm saying? I know too many. I've witnessed. I've known people. I done. Those of you that are being allowed to live with your parents, stay with your parents, to get your life together, and you have kids, and you're not taking that opportunity, because that is an opportunity for real. For real, because in reality, when you turn 18, you're supposed to be out on your own, getting your own money, having your own place, all that shit, taking care of yourself. Real talk. When you hit 18, your parents have no nothing. Okay, they're for real. Like, that's why a lot of parents, you know what I'm saying, shit, they kids turn 18, you either go to college or you finna get up out of here, you do something. You know what I'm saying? You should be happy, you should be grateful, instead of sitting up here abusing the opportunity, because like some folks will abuse that opportunity, and they will, you know what I'm saying, especially I see a lot of women do this. They stay with their mama and their daddy, or their mama or whatever, and they sit up here and they have a baby, and they have another baby, and they, you know what I'm saying, then they think, well, I still got life to live, and and instead of, you know what I'm saying, prioritizing, you kick back, you hang out, you do this, you do that, or whatever the case may be, leaving your parents to raise your kids. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I've never liked that, and I feel like that is just so wrong, and that is abuse of an opportunity of your life. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people I don't give a damn, but for real, you should be grateful that you have that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And then some of y'all be looking retarded when your parents be like, man, look, I'm done, I ain't doing this, gone, or whatever. You get put out. You and your kids get put out. Oh, I don't have nowhere to go, I don't have no money, I don't have this, I don't have that. My mama and my daddy, they just put me out the house, me and my kids, we don't have nowhere to go, we gonna be on the streets, this, and the third. But you're not telling how, they have allowed you to stay in their home for years at a time, and you never took the chance or took the opportunity to get your life together, to go get a job, stack your money. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure, because I'm that type of parent. You know what I'm saying? If I see you making progress in your life to do better with your life, you know what I'm saying, and you got kids, and and shit, you want to unwind, you want to take a break, yeah, I will give you that, because you're handling your business. You know what I'm saying? Now, for those that do not, that are just like, you just sitting up doing nothing, you're on your phone all the time, you going out all the time, you know what I'm saying, that type of shit right there, like no bullshit, that's the weirdest shit. That's weird. No, the weirdest shit is those adults that whose parents allow them to stay with them, get their shit together. Instead, they run off and leave the kids with the parents or the grandparent or whatever, and they have to sit and raise them kids. Then when you decide that you good and you ready, then you want to come in and want to try to take over. No, you cannot do that. That shit don't know. The hell no. That shit ain't cool. That shit ain't cool at all. And so anyway, if you are an adult and you are living with your parents, you should be grateful, and you don't need to abuse that opportunity, because if you are abusing the opportunity, you're gonna be looking real dumb after a while, after you get put out, and be thinking that they wrong, your parents wrong for putting you out the house, and you not doing nothing with your life. You sitting up here crying and snot slanging and everything. Now that you done got put out and your kids is outside, y'all on the damn street and shit, but you wasn't worrying about that. You was talking back, you was talking shit, you wasn't doing nothing. You wasn't abiding by by the rules of the house. You wasn't do none of that shit. None of that. Now you slanging snots everywhere and want somebody to feel bad for you and all this other shit because you fucked up. You fucked up. What makes you think that you just can continue to go on and live under your parents' roof and do nothing? They giving you all the grace in the motherfucking world and you sitting up here abusing their house, their love for you, their everything. You're abusing all that shit. And you feel like because you grown, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. Dumping your responsibility off on your parents. That shit not cool. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. That shit not cool. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to share that info. I just wanted to kind of just put that out there. Just share that because it was on me to damn talk about. So I'm just like, I don't know what the outcome. I'm just, calling it out because nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about how, I've been, I've raised my child and I'm still raising my child and now I'm raising my child's child. Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about that. But it's really that's weird. And then these, they be having the nerve, the audacity to have an attitude, when you being strict, you being stern on them, when you getting on their ass, so you do, you know what I'm saying? Like, save all that extra stuff, you know what I'm saying? And if you put in as much energy as you put in going out and hanging out with the friends and the fellas and the girls and all that shit and talking back and being fucking disrespectful when your parents done allowed you to stay with them to get your shit together and you being disrespectful, bro. Real talk. Cause I can't stand for nobody to sit up here and think it's cool to dump their child off on their parent just to go out, get fucked up, or just to go out and lay up and be having sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. Now, like, my past, no bullshit. My past is my past. You know what I'm saying? I'm not proud of a lot of shit that I did. You know what I'm saying? And I am not making no excuse about nothing. But I have my reasons for every daggone thing. Should I have done it a little bit better? Maybe so. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about this because it's been going on. I've been seeing it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just on me to talk about because, a lot of these kids, grown kids, they be having shit misconstrued because we don't have to do shit. We don't have to do nothing for them. When they hit 18, we don't have to do nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. And like my daughter got it bad when I'm, if I'm like, because I'm your mom, I'm going to be concerned, I'm going to ask questions. My daughter got it bad, like, get out of my business. You know what I'm saying? I'm grown, Listen. And then another thing, you can sit up here and think, because I know a lot of times I did it my damn self, but I know a lot of adult children that be like, adult kids be like, or before they even hit adult age. I can't wait to get my own place. I can't wait to move. I can't wait to get up out of my parents' house. I can't wait, do. And them same mofos that time I can't wait, woo, got into their own shit, started to pay their own bills, having to work, having every daggone thing. They like, damn, I did not know. I did not know. And I'm being so for real, like real talk. Like my daughter, for example, my daughter, she believes, and hey, that's on her. She can believe what she want to believe. But she believes that, when she gets into her own place, it's just her and her son, that, things will be better in her eyes. She'll feel like she'll be able to do more when it comes down to raising her son or whatever the case may be. But I'm like, okay, well, you're entitled to believe that and think what you think, you know what I'm saying? That's all good. But I'm just trying to see what she's seeing. I'm trying to see what she's seeing, because you have help here. Even though it may seem like it don't, it maybe seem like you don't. And I do things for a reason. I do things because, damn it, I'm teaching her. But I do things for a reason sometimes. Like, she'll go in there and she'll be cooking and stuff, and the baby will go in there and be in the way, or and she'll be like, "Can you get him?" And and I'm like, all right, I get him. But then again, I turn around and I just let him do whatever, because she don't understand. When you move, when you get your own place, and you in there cooking, you ain't nobody gonna be there to get him. So if you don't learn right now how to deal with him being around and in the way, if you don't learn how to, teach him to sit down, chill, whatever the case may be, your whole experience, what you are thinking that is going to happen when you get your own place, is not going to be like that. It's not, because you're not teaching him. You're not learning. She's not even learning how to, handle a situation like that, where if I'm by myself, it's just me and my baby, and I'm in here cooking, I ain't gonna have nobody to come get him. I ain't gonna have nobody. And my daughter, she likes to be in the bathroom for a long ass time. See, my daughter, she's real comfortable right now. She's like, well, hey, I could do all this because, shoot, my mama in there, she gonna get them, or whatever the case may be, right? That's just where she at right now. But she thinks she doesn't have the control, or she thinks she won't be able to. She's unable. She thinks she's unable to teach him or correct him or raise him or whatever how she wants to, because I'm there, like I'm in the way. And I'm basically like, that's weird, because I'm not in the way. I'm doing the grandma thing. But most of the time I'm like, get your son, do this, do that, do that. And then she'll end up getting, hell, if I'm like, hey, your son this, that, she ends up getting irritated and like, dang, well, you do it. You see him, you did, get it for him, do this, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, but, see, my daughter says things, and there's a lot of these grown adults, these adult children, they say things or will end up putting their foot in their mouth. I'm just waiting to sit down and have another conversation with my daughter, because a lot of times we talk. My daughter, she's a smart girl, but you know, and she needs some tweaking shit. But yeah, I just wanted to share that. I hate that the dang on video just 20 minutes. But for real, man, be grateful. Be grateful of your parents. I don't care how they raised you. I don't care what they did. I don't care, you know what I'm saying, if you never met them because they abandoned you, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? And you had to deal with being in a foster home and you was abused, you know what I'm saying? Again, like I say, I apologize. I'm so sorry that you even had to go through that, you know what I'm saying, that ordeal. But just know that you didn't make it through for no reason. I promise you, when I say God got something for you, God got something for you. And that's how you need to look at it. For real, God got something for you. Whoever you believe in, they got something for you. You just need to open your eyes. You need to go for it. You just need to get up out of that funk and stop blaming your parents and stop blaming, you know what I'm saying, people that done fucking did certain shit. Yeah, it's fucked up. Yeah, and them motherfuckers gonna pay. They already paying. You might not see it. You might not hear it. They already going through it. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. You gotta be happy. You gotta be grateful. Be glad that you're alive. I don't care. I'm just being so serious. That is the only way you're gonna be able to really make it in this world, make it in your life, like for real, for real. Stop fucking being upset about what you went through. You know what I'm saying? It hurts. Yes, it's sad. Believe me, I get it. Because I have went through things. I've gone through things. I've dealt with it. And I grew through it. Every daggone thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not perfect. I ain't sitting up here trying to be perfect. But I know that, I'm telling you, when I say I know God got something for me, that's why I keep going. I done been abused. I done been molested. I done been raped. Okay? My life was not perfect, but I always knew I was special. I always knew that I was somebody. And I've been working hard as fuck to be that somebody. I don't know who that somebody is, but I've been working hard as hell towards it. You understand what I'm saying? That's my goal. I've been whatever, however, I know I'm supposed to be somebody. And that's the same thing that go for anybody, that you're supposed to be somebody. That is why you went through what you went through. That is why you're still alive. That is why, yes, it is painful to think about that past, that hurt, that trauma, that abuse, that every daggone thing. Yes. I'm right here with you, and I agree. Nobody, no child should go through nothing that a lot of us went through as kids. We should not have gone through none of that. I don't wish that on my worst enemy. But guess what? You are better than your worst enemy. Because your worst enemy wouldn't even be able to handle what you handled. Your worst enemy wouldn't even be able to go through it. They wouldn't even be able, they would probably end their life right then. I don't know why, but I'm getting that. Yeah, I know y'all know about the Hellraiser movies, but there's one where these people, I don't know how it went, how they got there or whatever, but they were judging these people by their lifestyles, the crimes they committed and stuff like that. And there was this rapist, and they had to be assessed, and the assessor would, write out their punishment, or, put them through their punishment. And there was this rapist. And I kid you not, I didn't even watch it. I got up and I went to the bathroom. I was at my little friend's house, and we was waiting. He decided to put that Hellraiser movie on, and I told him, I said, please don't play that movie. And he did it anyway. Child, when I tell you. And it just took me back to my dreams that I used to have, where I used to have dreams about, people being about rapists and all type of shit. And I used to always, every time I knew there was a rape situation going to happen in my dream, I would take off running. And try to get so fucking far away, because I did not want to hear the pain. And it was nothing that I could do. Nothing. And I remember having dreams where I would literally, I'm hearing people crying, and I'm looking for them, and I can't find them nowhere. I can't find nobody nowhere, because I got to the point where I didn't want to run no more in my dreams. Now I'm finna help and look for them, and I'm finna, fight these people. And that's what I started doing in my dreams, when I'm seeing pedophiles and bad people, and I started fighting them. I started fighting them in my dreams. But this is what I'm saying straight up. The movie, I couldn't watch it. I already knew it was gonna happen. They basically raped that man. Put him in so much pain. They raped that man so bad. So bad. Where he went to his baby self and was still being raped. And the fact that the sound of a baby crying, bro, because he raped a baby, so he had to transform into a baby himself and be raped as a baby. So when I say that these people are paying, like, don't get it twisted, they are paying for what they have done. They're going to pay forever. Okay? I know it's sad and it's fucked up, and you didn't even need to go through no shit like that. But you went through it for a reason. Nothing just happens. You went through it for a reason. And you didn't have nobody on your side and in your corner to pray that nothing like that ever happens. You did not have nobody on your side to pray that never happened to you. Okay? And I'm sorry. I have nothing to do with it, but I'm sorry, because it's sad, it's hurtful. I kid you not. Like, when I think about stuff like that, and I'm hearing the stories, and I see the stories and stuff on, on TV, it breaks my heart. It really does. It breaks my heart, because why would you do this to a child? To anybody. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to put that out there. Just be grateful that you are alive. Okay? If your parents ain't alive, you know what I'm saying? Just say, give them thanks. Thank you for making me. Thank you for leaving me. Thank you. Just say thank you for everything that has happened. Thank you. Okay? And use that and become the person that you're supposed to become, that the Lord wants you to become. And I ain't talking about no lunatic or no crazy person or no abusive person, nothing like that. No, God does not create that. God doesn't even allow us, his children, his people, to even go through that. But God does also want to know, if I allow you to live and wander this world that I've given to you, I want to know if you're going to be able to handle it, because you're going to come across some people that have been through the same thing that you've been through. What you going to do? For real. You got to think about it like that. You have to. Like, I know I'm sound crazy to some folks. I know for some folks it's gonna make a little sense or whatever the case may be. But just know. Just know. You gotta be grateful. And if your parents is alive and they here for you, they got your back, and if they're letting you, if they're letting you stay with them to get your shit together, sit down and get your shit together. If you got kids, prioritize your shit. Get your shit right before you start going to go shake some ass. For real. Get your shit right. Take care of your kids. If you know you finna go out the weekend or whatever, you gotta have everything together. You know what I'm saying? Before you leave the house, your child need to have an 8, took a bath, and be ready to lay down. Because grandma and grandpa and them ain't got time to be running around. This child got full of energy, hella energy, and they running around chasing this baby, losing their daggone mind because you wanted some free time. If you have been given that opportunity, do not abuse it. A lot of y'all be thinking, oh, my mama and my daddy let me stay with them, I can do whatever I want to do. Da, 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 da. No, that's not how it go. No, that's not how it go. But with that being said, y'all, better get on up out of here. Go lay my ass down.